Hi all, hope you're all well. How's it going? Everybody doing alright? Yeah, cool, nice one. You'll have to excuse the slightly bemused or confused look on my face. I've just woken up. Well, I've just woken up. It's Monday. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've got the day off from work today, so I'll do a quick video. Yesterday was my birthday. If you saw Excalibur Brits podcast yesterday afternoon, or morning or mid-morning, whereabouts you were in the world, at whatever time it was, you'd know, because they said it was my birthday on there. So yeah. So if it's my birthday, I always like to think. I always like trying to get my birthday off. Or if my birthday falls on a weekend, I get the next day off, sort of thing. I think everybody should do that. You know, give yourself a little treat. If if you can, why not take your birthday off? In fact, I think everybody should have their birthday off anyway. It should be part of their work contract. Wouldn't it be great? Actually written down in the unions right there, and the person's birthday as well as holiday. As a little treat from the company you work for. I think they should give you your day off, your birthday off. Really, yeah. But that's me anyway. That's my idea anyway. Yeah, I'm just doing this video. I got some comics sent to me on Saturday, and I didn't want to do a video then because I didn't want to do it too close to the Excalibur Brits podcast. Plus, as well as that, I wanted to catalogue them, check them, bag and back them in that, so that I could show you. Oh, nice, clean, shiny things. There's quite a few of them, and this isn't even all of them. I should be hopefully getting a parcel today with some new comics in it, and a couple of other single issues that I've got hopefully coming. I've picked up a copy of Helheim #1 off of eBay because I saw the Comic Talk podcast from the guys in America and Canada, and they were all raving about it. So as soon as I heard that, I was straight on the computer. Oh, right, okay, yep, I've got that now. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to reading that, guys. Cheers just for letting me know what more money I can spend on comics. Thanks a lot. We'll go. I'll just show you what these comics are already. As usually happens in these videos, I'll just show you what I got. You know that I'm a big advocate of the new Valiant comics. I think they are doing absolutely phenomenal stuff over there. The writing, the artwork, everything about. I have not read a bad Valiant comic since they restarted last. What was it? Last April, I think it was, when the first one, Exo Manowar, came out. I think. Yeah, I have not read a bad comic out of any of the comics that they've been producing. They are doing blinding work over there, absolutely amazing. And because of that, when Valiant originally started out, which I think was around about 1994, I think it was, I sort of picked up a few. There was Ray, Bloodshot, Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, and I'm trying to think what other ones there was. There was a couple more that I picked up. Then when Valiant got defunct and that, I very stupidly decided to just get rid of my Valiant comics. I sold a lot of them. But now I'm starting to get them back again. And in Shadow Man #5, which come out last week, they have reintroduced a character, one of the old characters, a bit like in Archer and Armstrong 4, where they reintroduced the Geomancer. In Shadow Man #5, they reintroduced Dr. Mirage. This time around, though, Dr. Mirage is female. Not a problem with that. You can have, they can do whatever they want with their characters, so I've got no problem with that. I think it's pretty cool. The design, the actual costume design for the new Dr. Mirage, I think is pretty wicked, actually. But I'm going onto eBay and other sites and that, and just having a look to see what Valiant comics are going around, because they're going for quite cheap, actually, if you get them right. So I picked up the first 5 issues of The Second Life of Dr. Mirage, the first volume of that from the original Valiant series. That's number 1, and they're in pretty good condition as well. And from what I can remember, he was a that's issue 2. Let me take auto focus off, because that doesn't make it. There's number 2. And from what I understand, Dr. Mirage was a guy who got turned into this ethereal spirit being by the main bad guy in the Valiant universe, which also was brought back in Shadow Man number 4, the new one, and I can't remember his name. Master Dark, I think his name was. Yeah. Number 3, which is a funny issue. How does a ghost? Because Dr. Mirage is married to this woman here. In this one, you find out how an ethereal being, somebody who can't really touch anything, manages to satisfy his wife, I suppose you could say. It's got nothing on Sting's tantric sex thing, I'll tell you that for nothing, from what I've read. Where do we go? Number 4. Yeah. And number 5 with the Shadow Man in it, the original Shadow Man from the original Valiant series. And I also picked up some Exo Man of Wars as well from the same guy on eBay, fairly cheaply. Just get these all sorted out. That's the reason why I wanted to get them into bagged and back really, so they didn't get knackered when I'd done this. We have got Exo Man of War number 7, which was part of the big Valiant crossover at the time, which was called Unity, which just, from what I can remember, it just solidified all the characters into the same universe. It was the first time all the characters were brought together for one event, sort of. This was part of a bigger picture. You got all the first, I think it was the first 8 issues of the Unity crossover comics, which was Exo Man of War, Dr. Solar Man of the Atom, Magnus Robot Fighter. What else was there? Shadow Man, and all the other original ones there. And you put them all together, and they made a great big sort of like cover for the first few issues of the Unity crossover ones. So yeah, number 7. We got number 8, which is part 13. Number 8, yeah, number 8. Number 10. Really nice cover there. I think that's fantastic. Very. Tell you what it reminds me of. At the end of the original Stephen King Carrie movie, where the prom happens and she gets covered in pig's blood, and the school burns down and everybody dies, and apart from this one girl, and she goes to the Carrie's grave, and her hand pops up. That's what that reminds me of. Number 14 with Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. Now, in the original Valiant universe, you had characters like Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, Magnus Robot Fighter, Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, or Son of Stone, or whatever they call it. It was, yeah, it was Dinosaur Hunter. But they have now gone over to Dark Horse, or they had gone over to Dark Horse. Dark Horse printed some issues which were really good, and I think the sad thing was that not a lot of people actually got them. I think I got the first few issues of Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom, and I think I got a couple of the Magnus Robot Fighters and that, but they weren't well advertised from Dark Horse, which I thought was unfortunate. And they were really good comics, but they just stopped. I don't know whether they've just gone on a hiatus or whether they've actually stopped making these comics anymore. So I don't know if at some point Valiant might get the rights to reprint more stories from those characters, which the original stories that they had in the Valiant series were really good. Or not, but yeah, that's one with Turok in it anyway. And you've got number 15, which has also got Turok in it. And I also managed to pick up the variant cover of number 15 with the pink logo and no price tag on it. If anybody knows, I could probably Google it and find out why this is different to this one. There you go. I could probably find out why this cover is different to this cover, but just for a bit of communication between us all, if anybody knows why this had a pink logo on it with no price code there or anything like that, if anybody knows why, if it was just a mistake that was made at the printers and then it went out and then they realised what happened, so then they decided to send that one out, or whether it was like something you had to collect vouchers for to pick up a copy like this, I don't know. I know Valiant, was it Valiant and Image, did like their vouchers inside the comics. To you collected the vouchers and then you sent them off, and they sent you a number 0 comic of something or other. Yeah, I know Image loved doing that in the beginning of when they first started. But yeah, if you know why that's different, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to find out. Like I said, I could Google it, but I thought I'd ask you guys. You guys know a lot. You probably know a lot more than I do. And finally, we have number 25 of X-O Manowar. And this, I think, is a brilliant comic, because not only do you have X-O Manowar number 25 in it, but also inside, and I'll take it out of the bag. Always remember, if you've got your bag and you've got tape on it, take the tape off and stick it somewhere safe so your comic don't get stuck to the tape. I mean, this stuff's magic tape, so it does come off of comics, but there's been at least one occasion where I didn't do it and it got stuck and I ended up knackering the comic up. So take the tape off your comic bags if you're going to do anything like this. Yeah, anyway, sorry, tangent there. X-O Manowar number 25, but inside you've also got Armorines number 0, and it's not just a couple of pages. It's actually a full comic. Here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 page comic, which is about right for a comic book. There's the front, and there's the back, That's the back of it. It is a complete comic inside another comic. Brilliant idea. And they only charged, what was it, back in the day when these were printed, I think which was around about 93, 94, X-O Manowar was $2.25. $2.25 for a comic. This was $3.50 and it had 2 comics in it. And it wasn't just a 6 or 8 page backup story, it was a complete 16-page comic inside this comic. So, you know, come on, Marvel, DC, and all the other comic companies out there, you know, start a price war. Who's going to be the first comic company to drop their prices of their comics to get more people to buy their comics? Come on. Come on, Marvel, I know you can do this. But yeah, I think that's absolutely brilliant. It reminds me a lot of when DC had the 4-issue miniseries Lobo's Back, and I think it was around about the time where you were getting all the variant covers and multi-covers and all that for comics, and there were 4 different covers for issue 1 of Lobo's Back. But instead of having 4 different covers on 4 comics with the same contents inside, they just stuck all 4 covers on front of the same comic, which I thought was a fantastic idea. Absolutely brilliant. I've got no problem with that. If somebody's got a company's going to do a variant comic and they're going to do something like that, I think it's brilliant. But yeah, number 25. And finally, for the comics, you all know I'm English. You know I come from Britain, and in Britain it is by law you have to be a Doctor Who fan. Seriously, if you're not a Doctor Who fan, you get pointed at and laughed at in the streets, and you could even be put into prison. Yeah, so you know, be careful there. But I do love my Doctor Who. I remember watching it when I was much younger, much younger, so much younger than today, and I just used to love watching it. And I used to get the Doctor Who Weekly, which is now the Doctor Who magazine, monthly magazine, and I was watching. I think my first Doctor Who was Tom Baker, definitely Tom Baker. And I used to love reading the little comic strips they had in the Doctor Who Weekly magazine. Funny thing about Doctor Who, funny thing about Doctor Who, you know, you hear all these stories about kids when Doctor Who was coming on, and the monsters would come out and they would hide behind the sofa because the monster would come out. I never had any problem with the monster. Never had any problems with the monster at all. For some reason, the music used to scare the bejesus out of me. It was the music. As soon as the announcer said, and now on BBC One, Doctor Who, I would be there with my fingers in my ears, my eyes closed, going, and my mum and dad had to sort of like tap me on the shoulder to let me know that the theme tune had finished and the programme had started. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. Whether it was just the music, or whether it was, you know, the notes that were in the music. Maybe they sort of like hurt my ears or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Now I absolutely adore the Doctor Who theme tune. All of them, from the very first one, William Hartnell, to Patrick Troughton one, and John Pertwee and Tom Baker and Peter Davison. I'm going to say them all now. Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith. There you go. I love all their theme tunes. But yeah, it was weird. It was just something about the theme tune. The Daleks never scared me. The Cybermen never scared me. The Silurians never scared me. The Zygons, the Yetis. Another funny story. The Yetis used to scare the crap out of my sister. Yeah, in fact, my other brother and sister were really evil because they had, where we lived, they used to have those big like conifer bushes you know, like evergreen bushes and that. And the person who owned the house actually, the way they cut them, it actually looked like the outline shape of the Yetis from the Patrick Troughton one, the first time that they were in there, you know, with the fur and that. Not so much the Web of Fear episode, but the very first time you saw the Yetis and that. And every time my sisters and my brother used to walk past this was, well, I was way young then. I was just a babby then, but I was told this. And when my older brother and my older sister walked past, or you know, when my sisters walked past these bushes, my older sister and my brother used to turn around to my younger sister, who is still older than me, but and used to say, "They're Yetis, they're going to come and get you." And of course, she used to poo herself and hide behind my mum and that. And my mum used to go absolutely mental at my other brother and sister, and go, "Stop doing that, you're scaring her." And they have to walk over to the other side of the road so they could go past them. But yeah, going on another tangent again. But yeah, I used to hate the music to Doctor Who for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, trying to get back onto the comics, I managed to pick up some Doctor Who comics. And as I say when I do my unbaggings and that, my guilty pleasure is the IDW Doctor Who comic, written by, I'm sure it's Andy Diggle that's writing it now, which he's doing a pretty good job on it. Beforehand, the stories in the Doctor Who comics were a bit, you know, I would love to see somebody like Mark Gatiss or Neil Gaiman, or I know Grant Morrison has written some old Doctor Who stories, but Grant Morrison writing a Doctor Who story for the IDW comics, or you know, I would love to see any of the writers for the TV series of Doctor Who to write for IDW's Doctor Who comics. That would be fantastic. Also on my Doctor Who soapbox, IDW. Anybody out there from IDW who is watching this video, yeah, or anybody who is watching this video who knows anybody who works for IDW, right? In the UK, there was a comic magazine called TV21. It was out in the 60s and 70s, I think, if I remember correctly. I think, hang on a sec. Yeah. Oh, hello. Did you see my new Superman t-shirt? It's good, isn't it? And he's got his red pants on as well. He's not that weirdo that hasn't got any pants on it. They've got a Superman now. Yeah, IDW. Anybody from IDW, anybody who knows IDW. In the 60s, sort of mid-late 60s, there was a British magazine comic called TV Comics, and then I think it was called TV21 after that. And it would print comic strips from TV shows in it, mainly British ones. So you had Thunderbirds in there. I'm trying to think. Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this annual that I've got here. In cartoons as well. Yeah, there was like Pink Panther, Tom and Jerry, Rhubarb and Custard, which was a cartoon here. If you have never heard of Rhubarb and Custard, go and see if you can find any episodes of it on YouTube, because it is brilliant. Basil Brush, Roadrunner. This is the annual to one of them, anyway, right? And in these comics, they had, if I can find them, they've even got, look at that, they've even got a Dad's Army comic strip in there. How cool is that? Yeah, in these comics, they would have, they definitely do have, I've seen it, he's in the, oh, where is it? Anyway, in these comics, they had a Doctor Who comic strip, and I would love it if IDW, I don't know how they'd do it, what legal ramifications or what they'd have to come up with to be able to do this. But I would love it if they got hold of the copyright laws or the reprint copyright or whatever it's called, to reprint all of the old Doctor Who comic strips from TV21 magazine and TV Comics, because I've never seen them anywhere reprinted at all ever. There you go. That's Tom Baker. That's the fourth Tom Baker one. And these weren't even in the magazine, because the magazine, the Doctor Who Weekly magazine, didn't come out until late 70s, I think. But there you go. And they used to have they had William Hartnell, the first Doctor Who, and Patrick Troughton and Tom Pertwee, John Pertwee, and all the other ones. And I think they stopped publishing just after Tom Baker come in as Doctor Who. But yeah, I would love to see all of these old Doctor Who comic strips be reprinted by anybody. But seeing as IDW is doing the Doctor Who comics now, I don't see why they shouldn't at least try to get, you know. But anyway, I mean, that's an old one. How old is this anyway? 1976. So, you know. Anyway, back to the Doctor Who comics that I got. These ones are from Marvel. And yes, I am a Doctor Who fan, and I am pained to admit I have hardly any of the Marvel Doctor Who comics. I am trying to rectify that as quickly as possible. I think I've got one of the comics that was in Marvel, I think, was it Marvel Previews or Marvel Premiere, which I think was issue 58. There was 3 issues of Marvel Previews or Premiere. I think it was like 58, 59 and 60, I think, or one of those issues, and they had 3 comics dedicated to Doctor Who. And then they gave Doctor Who his own comic, which went on for quite a while, actually. I think it went on for nearly 50 issues, I think. But I picked these up. They're not in the best of shape, shall we say. This is number 1. And if you look there, that's dirty. There's just some weird stain thing going on here, which I could probably clean off, but I just need to do a bit of looky on the internet to see how to clean comics properly. That's number 1 of that. Now all these were reprints of the comic strips that were in the Doctor Who Weekly at the time. But they were colour. In the Doctor Who Weekly they were black and white. In these ones they were colour. As number 2. And you can see on the W there's a bit of a price sticker glue thing going on there. Number 6. And this was a pretty good one, because this had the Silurians in it. You know, the squat potato looking things that number 7, and there you go, there's a Silurian. And that there is his companion in the comic. She never appeared she never appeared in any of the TV series or any of the books. She was a character that was created just for the comic, and I can't remember her name, which, just like me, because I'm terrible with names. And we've got issue 13. Now all these comics that I'm showing you here have been reprinted again by IDW. They're reprinted in the Doctor Who Classic collections, which they bring out every now and then. I think there's a new one coming out soon which has got the Sylvester McCoy, or some of the Sylvester McCoy Doctor Who comics in it. And finally we have number 22, and that's got the 5th Doctor in it, Peter Davison in it. There you go. So there you go. That's all the comics that I've just picked up recently for my back issues. I don't get many back issues, unfortunately, at the moment. I'd love to get loads more, but just with, you know, the way things are at the moment, it's a bit difficult. And there's so many good comics coming out as well that, you know, it does make it a bit hard to get back issues. But when I can, I do get them. I have noticed actually that when I get back issues, I do it very randomly. It's like I go onto eBay and I just go scroll. Oh, that looks interesting. Buy that. I need to channel my energies into getting complete sets. If you've seen Costa Bromstar's couple of videos that he's put up recently, he showed a video of Peter Parker, his collection of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man and Web of Spider-Man comics, and that, and you know, I wish I had that willpower to just sit there and go, right, I'm going to collect these comics. I'll get this complete set, or close to this complete set first, and then I'll move on to the next set to get and everything. There's loads of people out there. Ghost Critics getting Fantastic Four. There's oh, I can't remember his name, and I watch all his videos. There's another guy out there who's getting all the Uncanny X-Men. And I apologise because I can't remember your name. Is it 123 Comic Man? I think it might be 123 Comic Man. Yeah, yeah. I think he's the one that's getting all the X-Men, trying to get all the complete set of X-Men comics and that. So I'm going to see if I can get a complete set of comics, and I think I might try and do it with the Doctor Who comics. I'll start off small. Because there's only about 50 of them, I think, or so, including the 3 issues from the Marvel premiere or Marvel previews, whatever it was called. So yeah, I think I'm going to try and get a complete set of the Marvel Doctor Who comics, seeing as I get the IDW comics as well. So yeah. Yeah, I'll see how long that takes. I'll see how long that lasts me to doing that before I go, oh, there's another comic there I could get. There you go. Anything else? Anything else new? Yes, there is something. Hang on a second. I gotta get up. Oh. Jiminy Christmas. Getting old. In this issue of previews, I've finally managed to look for it. Right at the front, well, not right at the front, but close to right at the front, it looks like there's a new comic book company being made. It's called Black Mask, I think. Yeah, it's a new collaboration. I'm just reading the blurb here. Black Mask is the new collaboration from Steve Niles, Matt Paluzzo, and Brett Gurewitz, built to support bold creators and propel their visions. The first 2 comics, which one, yeah, I'm not too sure about, but the other one looks really good. The first 2 comics, anyway. The one that I'm not too sure about is a comic called 12 Reasons to Die. Yeah. And that's by Ghostface Killer, Adrian Young. It's produced, so the creators was Ghostface Killer and Adrian Young, and Ghostface Killer, if you've listened to Wu-Tang Clan, you'll know them. And producer is the RZA, of course, again from Wu-Tang Clan. and yeah, I think they've gone to movies now, haven't they? I think, yeah. Written by Matthew Rosenberg and Patrick Canolan, and illustrated by Brennan Tamura, Gus Storms, Joe Infinari, Kyle Stranham, and Jean-Paul Cusack. And that looks interesting. I don't know whether I would pick it up personally, but I might do. It's the first issue of a new comic company, so. But the one I'm really looking forward to getting, and I'm going to have to, is called Occupy Comics, and it's a 3-issue miniseries. The 12 Reasons to Die is a 6-issue miniseries. Occupy Comics is a 3-issue miniseries, and the creators in it. It's 40 pages, 3-issue miniseries, comes out in May. I'll read you the creators on it: Alan Moore, David Lloyd, Mike Allred, Ben Templesmith, Charlie Adler, Art Spiegelman, J.M. DeMatteis, Tyler Crook, Joshua Howe Filikoff. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong there. Alice Coote, Dean Haspel, Joshua Dysart, Molly Crabapple, Megan Hutchinson, Mark Sable, and Matt Pizzola. How is that for a creative team? I mean, there's the cover for it there. That just sounds absolutely amazing to me. Yeah, Black Mask, Occupy Comics, #1. Like I said, it's 40 pages. It's $3.50, which with that creative team, I can live with spending that sort of money on it. Yeah, it comes out in May, and yeah, it looks really good. Have a look on it. Have a look on Google or on the internet and see if you can find anything else more about it, because that looks really good. I think that's it now. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day off. Still celebrating my birthday, and I'm waiting for the, what time is it? Nearly coming up to about 10 to 11 here in the morning. So I'm just waiting for the postman to turn up and hopefully pop some more comics in my letterbox for me. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then feel free to thumbs up, put comment sections down below, because that's where it's supposed to go. If you want to PM me, feel free to PM me. If I don't get back to you straight away, don't worry. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not, you know, I'm not being grumpy Gus or anything like that. It just means that I either haven't seen your PM, or I haven't had a chance to read it, or I haven't had a chance to write back to you. Same with the comment section down below. If you put a comment in there and I don't answer you straight back, don't take it personally. I'm just very... It's just a bit hectic here at the moment with real life, unfortunately. But I will try my best to comment back if you comment or PM me, because I love hearing from people. It's just one of the best things about this comic book community is we are one big comic book family, and we might not agree with what comics we like, or what comic companies we like, or what characters or writers or artists we like, but we still get along, and that's the main thing. We all get along together, or most of us anyway. So yeah, if you want to put a comment section down below. If this is the first time you've seen this channel or my video, please feel free to subscribe, because I'm getting very close to my 300 subscribers now, and it would be great if I could get that before May. Anything else? If you've got any more information on the comics, that X-O Manowar #15, why has it got a pink thingy on it? You know, if you know why, let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, if you like the video, thumbs up, fantastic. If you didn't like the video, like I always say, feel free to thumbs it down, because this is the internet. This is the free world. You can do whatever you want, really. But if you thumbs it down, say why you thumbs it down. Don't just, you know, be a twonk and thumbs it down and then run off and giggle and hide like a little schoolgirl. That's about it. That's all I can think of to say at this time that would make any sense. and just enjoy the comics that you read, and ta-ta for now.